teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big time, lot of sun. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me, yeah. Oh, big time, big time, big time, big time. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of crime. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind. Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of crime. Pockets running over with the dollar signs. Try and take it from me. Big time. I got a lot of shine. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big time, lot of shine. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try and take it from me, from me, from me, from me. Big time, double nine. Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind.
You know when somebody...
What's up, everybody, and welcome to a Friday edition of the Ysn Power Hour. DJ Yoakley with you. Quinn's in the car. Be safe, Quinn. We got Paul, we got Mush, and we got EB here on this 5-layer bean dip of Power Hour. It is Pick'em Friday, but first, 2 days to celebrate here today. National Love Your Red Hair Day. That guy. And my favorite, National Donut Day, baby. Happy National Donut Day to everybody out there. National Love Your Red Hair Day. We got to start with Paul because we all know he's got one at home. Paul, go ahead.
There she is. Right there. Ginger herself. Absolutely. The fiery little Ginger that we got at home. Love her to death.
Rob, who are you going to celebrate today?
Myself. Are you kidding? It's true what they say, too. All this red hair, I'll drink some beer and kick your ass at the same time. Not everybody, but you know.
And eat a pretzel or two along the way.
Exactly.
Well,
depending on where they're from.
EB.
Look, I'm going to join Rob and drink a beer, and I'll let him kick someone's ass because he probably can kick a lot more ass than I can. And
not past the first fight. If I hit somebody, they don't go down. I'm not wrestling them. I'm like, hey man, we can talk about this if you want.
Let me buy you a beer.
I'm too out of shape. Let's go drink.
Yeah, well, look, I'll buy you the beer. He can take care of kicking the lad's ass.
The lad. Quinn, how about you?
Favorite red hair color? It's got to be Rob, obviously. Donut day.
Oh,
it's donuts. Come on. I'm a fat kid. I eat all the kinds.
There's no like number one draft pick?
Number one pick, White House Blueberry. That's number one.
Not a sponsor yet. We'll get him. My aunt is my favorite redhead. Sorry, Rob. No offense. But knew her a little bit longer, and she is by far. She's a Browns fan. Took me my first NFL game. I was in a Browns jersey. That it can be found somewhere on Facebook. If somebody wants to dig deep enough, you can find me in Browns attire. So, again, just proof I don't hate the Browns, just their fans. the majority of their fans. National Donut Day glazed. Hot glazed donut. Oh baby. Let's go. All right. So that is your national days. The other one, National Jersey Friday. I don't know if we're talking about jerseys or if we're talking about like, hey, Jersey.
New Jersey.
I don't know. I didn't do the evidence. I didn't do the homework to look at that. But I like those two better because I knew Paul wanted to celebrate National Red Hair Day. And, the other ones of us, we want to celebrate Donut Day. Rob, what's your donut? You even like donuts?
I'll tell you what. I'm with Quinn on the White House Blueberry. I don't think anybody could go wrong with that. But here's the deal. If you've never been to Shaker Woods, or I don't know, is it just Shaker Woods Festival in Columbiana or whatever?
Yeah, I know what you're going with this.
All right, so Barb got me into that. So we go to that. We do that. That's our thing we do every year. But they have these apple cinnamon donuts. Unbelievable.
Bomb.
I mean, like when I go to White House, I'm trying to mix that dozen up. Of course, get the blueberry, but mix it up also. But you can go to Shaker Woods and get a dozen of just those donuts and be good. They're that good.
I agree.
That and the Amish Market on South Avenue. Their donuts are amazing in Boardman.
I like. There's a little hidden gem in Columbiana called Hogan's. My gosh, they have blueberry donuts too. Now I'm not going to compare the two, but I will say that they're in the same ballpark. So
it's always those little places that like have some of the best like baked goods that they're off the beaten path kind of. I mean, everybody knows Dunkin', everybody knows Krispy Kreme. I mean, if I'm going to Dunkin', it's going to be the custard filled chocolate donut. That's one of my favorites. But other than that, yeah, those little hidden gems. We got a cake from Hogan's the one time. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, it's legit. EB, help me out with this one because I know you know what I'm talking about. They took a bunch of blueberry donuts at Birdfish, put them in the tank, and they're pumping out some blueberry ale.
Yeah, I forget what it's called. It was like Hogan's or something like that. But they took a bunch of those blueberry donuts, crumbled it up, brewed their beer with it. It was actually really good. They do a couple different blueberry beers. That one was like a lager. One that they just did was for what is October Breast Cancer Awareness. They call it their blueberry oatmeal outstanding breakfast stout or something. And that's phenomenal. I mean, I think Hogan's is very underappreciated and underrated. Like Paul said, their cakes are great. The donuts are good. Probably two of the best things that they have there is they do like garlic knots, like garlic Parmesan knots. And then they also do that with like hot pepper and cheese. Those are, you'll sit there and eat a whole bag of them like without thinking twice about it.
Love it. We welcome in Anthony Romo to the conversation on Hubbard Time today. What's your go-to donut?
Oh, double chocolate with sprinkles, for sure.
That might be
chocolate
the fastest response ever.
Chocolate cake donut with chocolate frosting with sprinkles. That's just go-to.
I'm guessing you like chocolate.
Either that or like those like mini glazed twist donuts that like you can get at the store. I could eat a whole bag of those in one sitting.
Fair enough. All right, let's get to it. Get right down to it, Mr. Munson. We have picks to do today, and not a whole lot of time to doing it. We got just an hour for these picks. I think we'll be able to stretch them out, but we can talk about the games a little bit as well.
10 games. 10
Are you doing another? Are we done with the Would You Rathers or what?
No, I always forget. Do you want to do it?
I mean, if you want to get rid of them, get rid of them. I'm just saying, you seem to.
I always forget.
Not be too enthusiastic
forget
about them anymore.
I always forget.
All right, I'll tell you what. Every time you go to start talking about what we're talking about, I'll chime in with, okay, so anyways.
There you go. Do that.
All right. The Would you rather lose GPS for life or lose the ability to use credit cards?
Oh, man.
That's a good one.
See, I can't live without GPS. I wouldn't be able to go anywhere.
You guys, it's so funny when people talk about this because, well, Anthony doesn't know anything about it, but we used to get around without GPS. Mm-hmm. We literally used to go places without looking at our phones or Garmin's and get there.
Garmin's.
And but
I have a fond memory of my father punching me in the shoulder because I read the MapQuest wrong.
Look, you
the
remember how big,
MapQuest,
you remember
Yeah.
how big MapQuest
Pronouns.
was when it came
Yeah.
out?
the
Like,
pages.
Like 10
Huge.
pages.
Remember my dad punching me because I read it wrong.
He's like, all right,
Anthony,
page
do you even know what
15, turn
MapQuest
left.
is?
I've heard of it, but I mean, obviously, I've never used it.
I couldn't imagine not using GPS now, but we used to not use GPS.
When I started driving, MapQuest was the only thing that got me from point A to point B. Like I couldn't get from here to Pizza Joe's without MapQuest. It was that bad. And I was the guy that also, like when Verizon came out with the GPS, like I told my parents, like I can't drive if I'm not paying $225 for this little thing to tell me where I'm going. So like it was that before Siri, before real GPS was actually on your phone and included, you had to pay like $225 per use to go from place to place. I can't tell you how many times from East Palestine to Scene Park I had to use GPS in my 1994 Geo Tracker.
I'd give up the navigation stuff because, I mean, as much as I like to use cash, you still have your card. They can go pay for gas or something, your debit card. So, yeah, I'd give up the GPS because I'm pretty good with directions. So,
Yeah, I always use my GPS on my phone to get literally anywhere. So going without that, not a shot I know how to get anywhere outside of Hubbard.
Triptych.
you used to be able to go to AAA and you'd be like, hey, I'm going to Myrtle Beach. And they would literally give you a turn-by-turn map on how to get there just specifically for that trip.
I don't trust AAA. They don't even know how old I am.
Yeah, they don't know how old I am either. I've been a member for 31 years and I'm only 26.
Get a map.
I can imagine, like, if when I'm GPSing, like, for example, a really good example is customers. All right, so I'm going to this house to do this estimate. This is the first time this person's meeting me. So I could type in the address, bam, I'll see you in 10, 20 minutes. I'll see you in a half hour, wherever I'm coming from. I couldn't imagine not meeting that person and trying to get directions from that person. And then all of a sudden, I'm trying to sell myself on this job, but I already lost it before I got to the house. And I'm like, listen, I can't see the tree. What are you talking about, lady? And then all of a sudden, I'm losing my temper with this person I never met. I think it would be pure hell. Give me forget the credit cards. I need the GPS.
Look at Sigler saying, no way DJ could live without GPS. Guy gets lost in EP. I get lost one time in East Palestine trying to take Sigler home. You know what night I didn't get lost? On Halloween, where my poor son was trying to wait for trick-or-treat candy, and Sigler was in his house doing God knows what after he told me to come over. I didn't get lost then, Siggy. Where you at now? Full-size candy bar. Better be waiting for Z. That's all I'm saying.
King size. King size.
I couldn't go without a card. So, Pennsylvania does something that I really like. I want to point this out before we get started. When you're on their turnpike or their freeway, whatever it is, you don't have to pay. You go back and pay on the internet. You don't really have to even slow down. They don't do this stupid easy pass thing that we do in Ohio where you have to spend this much to save this much. You can now buy, like, stupid. Like, over the last 3 days, if we're being honest, I've seen the difference between Ohio's tolls and Pennsylvania's tolls. Now, Pennsylvania doesn't know how to sell gasoline, right? Because it's always like 70 cents more expensive than Ohio. So, God forbid, it's probably the price of gold right now. But they have this thing you just go right through. It's like Easy Pass, but you go on the website, you pay it. It's like $2 or whatever the toll is. Ohio, you still have to take the ticket. Then you have to all this stuff. Like, sometimes you don't have cash, and they don't take card. I don't understand. Like, they want your $375 to go 18 feet, but they won't take credit card. Help me understand this. Why we could take Easy Pass and that technology, but doing this is foreign. I don't get it. Don't understand it.
We were actually, me and Huck were talking about that the other day, going up to Cleveland on Turnpike. I was like, I find it stupid that PA You just have you go. And if you don't have an easy pass, it just takes a picture of your license plate and it sends it to you in the mail. You hop online, you pay. If you have easy pass, it's the same thing. That it somehow recognizes it. I was like, we have that technology. Why are not all the other states doing that?
I would much rather just pay up front. Like, hey, I know I'm going to be out $100, whether you get there or not. Like, if you get there, great, you're paid for. And if you use it more, you paid up front. I don't know. I still don't. The roads are paid for. Tolls were supposed to be used for like this much of time, and then they went away. And then the government said, well, hell, they're just going to keep giving us money, so let's keep them up. They don't even have workers now. They were literally paying machines. I don't know. That should be my spark. I apologize. I got excited. I was talking to this lady at the one in North Lima, getting off today. I was like, what do you make an hour? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, they make a bank.
It took her 2 minutes because she's doing this, and I'm like waiting to pay her, and I'm just like, she gave me the one, and I was like, oh no. And then I was like, just out of curiosity, how much do you make? She's like, enough. I make plenty.
They make over $20 an hour.
Benefits are great. Like, I'm ready to sign up for like the midnight shift.
Could you imagine sitting in one spot though? I tried doing security for BJ on Fireworks. So I used to work for him, and I tried doing security, and I seriously came this close to shooting myself in the face. I couldn't do it.
I'd be okay with being Toll Booth Willie for 8 hours a night.
Trying to stay awake, sitting there.
I can't sleep anyway,
God.
so I'll sit there, and somebody rolls up. You just give them the 1 second. Finish up.
Like,
your
hey,
nap.
where are you going? You want to talk for them? They can keep me awake. I start.
$1.25, fella.
Yeah. You in a hurry? I got a story for you.
Can you believe they pay me $28 an hour to sit here? All right. Would you rather over? Rob, you good?
I'm good.
All right, Paul. Take it away.
All right. Firing away. Here we go. Our Friday night games. Games that'll be going on here in a little under 4 hours. Fitch going to Hoban. Last time these two teams played each other was 2012 and 13.
We got
and
history.
Fitch won both of them. Fitch is 2-0 versus Hoban.
The phone's ringing. You know what that is.
So we'll start at the top. Who do you got?
I like Fitch, and I heard your comments before. I think this is going to be a closer game than people think, and I could be way off base here, and I'm not trying to hedge my bets here. However, I think, again, Fitch continues to show up for big games, ones that they're supposed to win against bigger opponents. Now, the games that they fall short have been this season the games that are supposed to be close, and there's smaller schools. So I'm interested to see how this one lines up against a same division opponent, obviously, because it's in the playoffs, and a team that I think they could sneak up on. So I really think Devin Sherwood's going to have a big game. I hate when people say it has to be a perfect game for them to win. I don't believe in that. I think they have to play a great game, but I don't think it has to be perfect. I think Fitch forces a couple turnovers. DJ Williams, the sophomore, steps up. Fitch controls the clock. Fitch controls the victory, and they move on.
All right. Quinn?
Hoban. I mean, come on. Hoban's too good. Plain and simple. They're too good.
Quinn has a Hoban cheering outfit
They're
underneath.
They're too good at football. They will win.
How are they at basketball?
Pretty good in basketball, too.
How are they in baseball?
I have no idea because I don't care about that sport.
They beat Salem in the regional final in baseball last
This
year.
is true.
So I guess pretty good in baseball, too.
The thing is looking back on this, I mean, 12 and 13, was 10 years ago, 10 years ago, and Fitch was a monster back then. I mean, they had all the horses, and Hoban wasn't the Hoban that they are right now. And I think Fitch is not, they're not that D1 power anymore that they were for a while. So I think going up to Hoban, Hoban's going to get the home win tonight.
I think what Nick said.
All right. You know what that gets you?
I wasn't ready for that.
I didn't even read it, and
I was hoping you weren't going to click on it. I saw it, and I was like, I hope he doesn't click on that.
well, Suzanne Betos is no longer on the show, so
Wow, why? That was not necessary.
that was. We apologize. I apologize
Jesus.
for putting that up there. That's
Anyways, back to the normal topic. I think I'm just really intrigued with this game. Ever since Jamie and I got to announce a Fitch game last year when I think Ty was at a wedding, they're just so intriguing to watch because like Fitch and Borman, they're the lone two of YSN schools wise, the lone two real big schools that we have left here in the Valley. And I would love to see Fitch go on a run here and take down Hoban tonight, but I think like what Nick said, I think Fitch will hang around, but Hoban, I think Hoban, they've played in too many big games to pretty much lose in one of these early rounds. So I'm going to take Hoban.
Rob?
That's pretty much where I was going. The games that Hoban's played in, I would love to see Fitch pull this off. I would, of course.
I think we all would.
Yeah, nobody's going to root against his team, but when it comes to picks, I do see. I can agree with people when they say it'll be a close game, but I see Hoban pulling away.
Sorry, I got sidetracked watching what was going on behind Quinn.
T-shirt organization.
I agree. Like as much as I want Fitch to win, and I wouldn't be shocked if they do, I got to go with Hoban. I just always feel like it's Hoban and Maslin that's on a collision course for either a Final Four game or the state title game. I hope Fitch can pull it out, but Hoban just has too many horses, and they don't rebuild right now. They're just in that phase of they reload. So I'm gonna go Hoban.
All right, our game in Canfield, another the first of our local battles here, Hubbard versus Canfield. And this one I was looking at, Hubbard holds the all-time record in this one, 15-7. Last time they played each other was in 14. The last time Canfield won in this was 1998. So, EB?
This is more intriguing than I think a lot of people would give credit for. I think Hubbard learned a lot from getting kind of their butts kicked against South Range. I still think Canfield has too much speed on that defensive line. Going to be closer than what people think, but I'm going to go with Canfield.
I'm sorry, Paul. What did you say the record was between Pullman or Hubbard and Canfield was?
15-7.
It doesn't matter. Canfield is going to knock the crap out of this team tonight. And when you look at their numbers, their points scored against their defense or their offense and defense, you're sitting at 351 to 120 right now. Canfield's defense, kind of what he was saying, I can understand where you're going with that because you watch Hubbard show up as 9-0 against South Range, get blanked 34-0. You're thinking it's going to upset them, and sure enough, it did in the first week of the playoffs. How good was that team they were playing in the first week, though? They're getting ready to go up against another juggernaut in Canfield, in my opinion. And I agree with Nick Holbert. I don't think it's close. Canfield.
And I apologize. Jamie picked Hoban and Anthony picked Fitch. Those are the other two picks that I didn't have in there. And Jeff picked Hoban as well. I'm sorry. So sorry, Romo. Tee it up for you.
Yeah, I think that. And for some reason, I don't know why, I've just been taking jabs left and right like the last 3 weeks on the Power Hour. But yeah, I think it really shows on paper that Hubbard's the underdog here tonight. But I will say that I have obviously I'm not going to pick against Hubbard. I have more confidence in them tonight than I would say I did after the South Range game. I think that in the second half against New Philadelphia, they played very well and they built up some momentum to come into this game and pull off the upset. But yeah, I mean, on paper, Hubbard's the big underdog here tonight. I'm not going to shy away from that.
I'd be rooting for Hubbard just to make you feel better. Seriously, I would. I would love to see Hubbard win this game. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, they'll give it their all tonight. That's for sure.
Well, Quinn, I think we know where you're going.
He's wearing blue.
I mean, yeah, different. Yeah, Lisbon.
Nah, that's the same blue. That's not a different blue.
Whatever. Lisbon was around before Hubbard, so you copied us. Yeah, Kingfield is too good. They're too good. They're gonna be up front. They're gonna be more physical. They're gonna dominate.
Lisbon's not even the name of the school, Quinn.
Lisbon David Anderson.
David Anderson.
Lisbon David Anderson.
It's DAHS. It's not LDE. Whatever the hell it is. There's no L in that. Don't fight me on this, because you're gonna lose.
And your pick?
I will pick the Canfield Cardinals.
All right. And we'll start with you as we head out to West Branch, as the Poland Bulldogs are going to West Branch to take them on. This game here, I looked up. It's been close to 40 years since these two teams have played each other in the regular and or postseason. They did scrimmage each other in 19, but that was it.
How did that go?
Yeah, it's a scrimmage.
No, seriously, how did it go?
I didn't.
It doesn't matter how it went. I'm gonna go. I reviewed the stats on the Poland South Range game because I think that's the game that this is going to be most like, except for what you guys talked about yesterday, because that did kind of pique my curiosity.
The grass?
The grass. I think West Branch has the advantage with the grass. I think West Branch has the advantage with the offense. I think Poland has the advantage with the defense. But Drew DeShields he's on right now, man. They are hard to stop from 2 yards out. And I got to be honest, in talking to Ken Harris 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't be surprised if they go for 2 every single time, just to make it more challenging for Poland when they do score. So that would be I don't want to say that's going to happen, but that would be my tip. And don't be surprised to see that if that actually does occur. But I'm going to take West Branch in this one.
Poland.
Wait, you would go next.
I know, Paul. I'm muted because I have kids yelling behind me. Poland.
They're yelling David Anderson High School.
Yeah. I with all the things like you said there, DJ, I was leaning towards West Branch there a little bit. Like I said, that the grass part was giving me that edge, but I think that Poland's defense, they hung with Canfield. I don't know if West Branch has seen a team that's going to come in and be as physical as Poland's going to be to them tonight. And I think, Colosimo and those guys are going to go in there and say, hey, we're fine. We can play on grass, and we're going to take you down. And I think Poland wins.
Can we stop? And I'm not. This isn't a knock on you, Paul. Like, everybody seems to think that the EBC is some kind of fluff conference, that there's no defense that goes in. Like, there are some good, hard-hitting. I mean, if you've ever watched them play basketball, that's all you need to know. Imagine them in pads and playing football.
Yeah, I mean, Canton South's a great team in that bracket down there. But I mean, I'm just saying, I think, we always tout and we talk because mostly obviously all those schools are in our network. The NE8 is week in, week out. You got to bring your lunch pail because you're going to battle. So I like Poland. Romo?
I'm kind of split on this. I'm going to go with West Branch in this one. I think that they're just going to have too much offense at the end of the day. And for the sake of me possibly getting another game up on Paul here, I'm going to have to go with West Branch at the end of the day.
Well, this is the first one we differ on, so.
Well, no, Canfield and Hubbard.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
So, yeah, West Branch.
I'm beyond confused. Because looking at everything, like the teams they've played, I was almost tempted to go with the rankings in the division, which means it would be West Branch. But at the same time, I'm with Paul. I think this Poland team is the most physical team that they will see this year so far. Not saying that conference doesn't have a defense. I'm just saying Poland is, in my opinion, the most physical team that they will see so far. I'm going to go with Poland.
Well, Poland is physical.
Nick, I'm telling you right now, if you're watching this, tell Christian he better be a freaking Division 1,000 linebacker prospect tonight. I need him to absolutely destroy that offensive line. Do something for him. Hook me up.
How far down is Division 1000?
No, it's like Division 100,000. It's the best division ever in the history of divisions. I mean, like,
Well,
seriously.
Division 1's the best, and Division 3's the worst.
No, they added like 6 zeros. You guys don't get it. It's like the best ever.
It's 1.00000.
Yeah, something like that.
They slipped that one past us, huh?
Yeah, it happens.
Do they give scholarships?
A lot, yeah, everybody.
Okay. Everybody.
It makes even less sense now. Jeff Bezos got a full ride. What the hell you think? Come on.
The water boy.
They saw him on that clip, and they're like, scholarship kid right there.
Captain Six shows no mercy.
Won the game with that clipping call.
You guys want orange or lime lemon? It's lemon lime. No, it's lime lemon.
From the dollar store, they just flipped the name. Sorry, EB, your pick.
Yeah, we're we're good. I agree. I think this is going to be one of the better defenses, or maybe the best defense that West Branch has seen all year. But rightfully so, you're in the playoffs. But West Branch needs to realize that the red zone for West Branch starts as soon as they get the ball. So it doesn't have to be inside the 20. It's literally wherever they have the ball they can score from. Look, I feel like a lot of people do cite the EDC when it comes to football, so I'm going to go with the Warriors on this one.
Anthony, Jeff, and Jamie all took Poland. So,
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
EB, starting with the team you know so well, Salem coming to Youngstown to the Ice Castle to take on the Irish.
We touched on this yesterday. You know,
I think this is the first time they've met.
As far as I can remember.
Yeah.
Ever?
I tried looking up. I couldn't find that they've met in the regular season or playoffs.
Well, playoffs, I don't think it ever would have been because Ursuline was always around what,
D3.
D3.
Yeah,
And
they've
then
been D5 before.
Yeah, then they dropped to D5 in the early 2000s, whatnot, and Salem's always been around D2 and now down to D4.
Yeah.
Man, we touched on this a lot yesterday. I'm not going to get too much into it. People are going to call me crazy for it, but I'm going to go with Salem.
I don't think it's crazy. I mean, this is a 8-3 versus a 7-3. Salem lost. I think think about both of these teams too. They both had some bum games against Salem against Alliance, Ursuline against St. Vincent St. Mary at 4-17. I mean, I don't think you're crazy at all, EB. I mean, to be honest with you, I was kind of like pretty certain that Ursuline would win, but it's like I don't know. But I am going with Ursuline. I wouldn't say it's a crazy pick either way, though.
I'm going to go with Ursuline in this one. I think the Irish are going to come out on top.
I as well. I think Salem's a good team. I think they'll hang around for a little bit, but I think it's going to be one of those if Ursuline gets 1-2 stops, they score, and they roll out from there. So,
yeah, Ursuline.
All right. Couple things. Salem is going through a little bit of a shock this week with the passing of a teacher. So I think there's going to be emotions running high. I also think that Nick's spot on in this when he says that the last time Salem played a high-quality offense, they forced West Branch into their lowest scoring performance in regulation, and they forced 3 turnovers, which is what EB told me when we were at the game. He says, watch Salem force turnovers and stay in the game. Ursuline's let up a lot of points. They've won, but they've all been shootouts. To the same point that you guys talked about Poland beating West Branch, I'm going to flip the script on you and say the defense of Salem keeps them in the game and, in fact, wins the game for them here tonight in an upset fashion. So I'm taking Salem.
I was going to say that about Salem. They're 456 to 229, so their defense no slouch at all.
No,
Well-
and they are physical. So that's why when you guys talk about there's nobody's ever faced West Branch has never faced a physical team. Salem's
That's
a
what I was
physical
telling
team.
EB. I mean, that's not a crazy pick at all. I mean, don't be surprised. Like, I agree with DJ. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat him either.
Well, people need to realize too with Salem is they've made some changes defensively. Jackson's playing defense. Blaze is playing defense. You've had a young Ross Davidson who's a sophomore, and that dude is huge, man. He's grown a ton over the year. So I mean, last year he was like 5'8", and I'm pretty sure the dude's like 6'4" now. And he has a Davidson genes. He knows how to play. Big brother plays at YSU. He's a gamer. I think the more reps that they get playing the defensive side of the ball, the better they get. So they kind of got away from the two platoon like they did earlier in the season and started playing, hey, we need to put our best players everywhere if we want to continue to advance. So
people also, EB, not to cut you off, people also look at this and they say, okay, well, look who Salem lost to and look at who Ursuline lost to. And they try to do that, and putting these two teams together. I don't think you can necessarily do that because I feel like after that West Branch game, Salem's a completely different team.
I totally agree.
Definitely.
And their losses, I mean, they had that bump game to the Lions, but they lost to Carrollton and then whatever their name was. They're undefeated. That was their
What if
only
they
losses.
lost by a combined like 5 points or something? Something crazy.
Yeah, it's
Anthony likes Salem, and Jeff and Romo both like Ursuline in this game. So, and our last Friday game is the only other away game. We have 2 away games this week, the Hoban game and then this one. And it's Girard traveling to play Perry. And with this one here, this was a 4th meeting between these two teams in the last 5 years. Perry won in 17 and 19, and Girard won in 18. And that was the run that they had to
State championship.
the state championship. So, either Girard ties this thing up tonight and goes 2-2 with them, or Perry can take a 3-1 lead. So, what do you like there, Yokley?
I think it's less about the matchups again and what they've done against each other over that course of time, because I think that could be misleading a little bit. That's interesting, but I was told by Coach Hake that this Bengala kid is the real deal. And ever since they've made the switch over to him at quarterback, this has been a different Girard team. And I don't know that they have it has the feel of 18 because I feel like Girard snuck up on a lot of people that year. And then everybody jumped on the bandwagon with Mark Wade and Melito, that crew. But I think this is the run that puts Girard back on the map for next year, no matter what they do. So I'm going to take Girard at least another week here tonight.
Yeah, I'm going with Girard as well.
I like Girard, and Nick says they pull another rabbit out of their hat. I mean, they're a 12 seed traveling, and I'm telling you that you look at Perry. I think Perry's a paper ranked team because some of the teams that they've played are not very impressive, and so Girard's been battle tested week after week. And listen, they lost to the Big Three, and but they played in those games. They scored. They showed we can play with the big boys, and we're going to show it. And last week they went up, beat up on Gilmore Academy, and said we had to play that game on a Saturday in the afternoon. We want our Friday night football back, and they get it tonight. And they're road warriors. They're going to go to Perry, and they're going to bring home a win.
Well, and too, Paul, Bengala wasn't the quarterback when they played South Range. I don't know when he started, but it was Melito was the quarterback for the majority of that game until he got hurt.
Well, yeah, I mean, and Girard again is one of those teams that there's a handful of those teams in the NE8 that like they're getting their legs, they're getting what's going on. Them and Struthers and Niles and Jefferson, they're all going to be teams next year that like everybody's going to have to watch out for because they're not going to be pushovers.
You give Nick Cochran a quarterback that is coachable, and look what he can do. I mean, look at Mark Wade, the things that he did, and people are comparing this young man, Bengala, to Mark and what he can do over the course of his career. I think he's a sophomore right now. Again, Girard, watch out.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I was talking with Jamie about this the other day. It for a stretch there, it seemed like Gerard and Perry matched up in the playoffs like every year. And then I believe they played last year too, maybe. And then this year is like, wow, they almost played each other, but then here we are, they're playing again. And last week, Gerard really proved me wrong. I think Jamie and I were the only people that picked Gilmore. And I was working the YSU game with Richie, and we were doing camera for the football game. We had headsets on. I'm looking on my phone. I'm like, oh, 7-0 Gerard. Oh, 21-6 Gerard. Oh, 42-14 Gerard.
Yeah.
But,
you guys were the only two that picked him too.
Yeah, but I just think Perry's too tough. They got him a couple of the other years, and I think they will this year too. But Gerard's definitely done a great job up to this point of replacing all the injured players that they had. I mean, they almost beat Hubbard on our senior night, but I'm going to go with Perry in this one.
That's real quick. Are the rates low right now, Romo? Did you put your house on Zillow?
What?
For moving out of Scumbag City last week, or what?
No. I mean,
He's still living there. He's still living there.
He's a slumlord in Scumbag City.
You're just renting in Scumbag City is what you're telling us.
Hey, don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'll let you know about some more picks here in a minute when these two guys are done.
Oh, okay. Hey, by the way, CJ is going to have the call right, and my guy, appreciate you tuning into the Power Hour. Can't wait to have you on here, man.
If you take who Gerard has lost to, their combined record is like 37-6. If you turn around and you look at who Perry has played and who they've beaten, those opponents, their combined record are 31-51. So I actually agree with Paul when he said that they're in the play. They're like a paper playoff team, and I was kind of torn at first, but I really can't see Gerard advancing to another week. I think they beat Perry.
Paul, do you know is this the same Perry that played East Palestine like 3 years ago?
I can look.
I don't know if Tony's still there. He'll be able to tell you because I there's like 35 Perrys in the state, and there was. I mean, they came down and opened up a can on us like 60-0 or something like that. And if that's the same Perry, this is another reason to go with Gerard.
Yeah,
that's him.
They had a running back who started there, I think, all 4 years. He plays at West Virginia now, but they don't have him anymore. That was always kind of a Perry thing. It was a Perry joke that us Hubbard guys had because they always had these star-studded rosters, but they never did anything once the playoffs came. So, I mean, I understand why everyone's picking Gerard. Perry hasn't proven anything in the playoffs.
They were a powerhouse at one point, weren't they?
I'm looking back in 18 and 19, they were the number one seeds in D4 being undefeated.
And they lost in the second.
Sure, because they beat Palestine.
I haven't seen the Palestine one just yet, but I'll find it.
I know Perry lost to Poland in the regional final a few years ago at Math, and that was a downpour.
It might have been 17. It's 17 or 18, Paul, and it was week 1 at Palestine, I think.
Oh.
Yes, it was 2017, and they came down and won 65-12, and EP finished 8-3 that year too.
That was the Parker Sherry year, senior year, I think.
And they went all the way, and they lost to Steubenville that year, 33-21.
Oh, that's right. We forgot about Steubenville. They're just kind of hanging around.
Yeah. So yeah.
Come get it.
Yep. So EB, finish this up here.
I said yesterday that I think our brand of football down here is better than the brand of football they have in Ashtabula County. It's just we have a lot more grit. And honestly, I think Gerard they're playing well at the right time. They're kind of a hot team. They figured some things out. They're healthy. They went through a gauntlet where they had South Range, Hubbard, Pullman, whichever way, and they gave Hubbard all they could have. I think that kind of propelled them to where they're going at now. Give me Gerard.
Is that
and his Romo's roommate in Scumbag City is right with him. Jamie, but they got a new guy. New guy wanted to live upstairs. That's Jeff. Jeff says Perry as well. Everybody else with the Indians.
Jamie and Jeff?
Yep. Jamie, Jeff, and Romo all living in Scumbag City.
Well, guess what? I'm the landlord, and I'm hiking up the rent because that cost us our first sweep of the day, and we just want to run the damn thing so I can hear Rob.
Might get on this one.
I think the sweeps are going to come here in our well, shit. We've only got a chance at one sweep on our Saturday games, and we're going to start our Saturday games right here with
2,
EB.
3, 4.
EB is going to start us off. Cuyahoga Heights playing JFK, and when I looked at this one,
I got it ready.
Cuyahoga Heights is 4-0 all time against JFK, and last time they met was 2 years ago. And EB, what do you got?
JFK's motivated, man. I mean, I saw videos from JFK people all day on Facebook. They're throwing Rocky themes. They're throwing, you know, the times that they lost. I think JFK is not only motivated, I just think they're better. So give me Warren JFK.
How many times you say Cuyahoga Heights beat them?
4 times.
Who cares? JFK, like I was saying,
JFK. That every time now, damn it.
All right, well, don't worry about it. You just play the part. You sit up there in the right corner like a good boy, and when your name is called, you just play the part. And I appreciate your services. All right, so like I was saying yesterday, JFK is just it's JFK. It's just a totally different aura that surrounds this school when it comes to playoff football. It doesn't matter who they played or who they beat or how bad they beat them or whatever. I mean, when you start looking at this stuff, I mean, their defense alone, they were sitting at, 360 points to giving up to 91. I mean, come on. And I seriously do not think this game's close at all. I think they beat the living crap out of Cuyahoga Heights. We're going with JFK.
I'm going with JFK as well tonight.
Tomorrow.
Go with JFK tonight and tomorrow.
Yep.
Tonight, tomorrow, the next Monday, Tuesday.
And twice on Sunday.
Right.
Twice on Sunday.
Still doesn't get you out of Scumbag City, Romo.
No,
That's
nice
right.
try, though.
Quinn's got JFK. So, DJ, if you want to see it, you got to give it. There it is,
baby.
First one, game number 6.
Sit still.
Let's do it.
Ha-ha!
Jeff Bezos looks like a kid who was promised McDonald's after school as long as he didn't shit his pants all day.
I saw that one.
I can't explain how hard it was to get that out. I seen that on a meme last week. I was like, "Oh my god, it's perfect!"
I saw this. I saw the same one, and I laughed so hard.
The
Raiders.
Raiders.
With the backpack on.
All right. Rematch.
Paul doesn't think it's funny now.
A rematch of last year's. What the hell was it called? The Boilermaker.
Yeah, Boilermaker.
Norwayne at
Don't
Springfield.
poop your pants. Don't do it, and you get McDonald's.
That's right. With fries and a shake. What do you like?
Every time I think about that, I'm dying.
I'm going Springfield. Listen, you guys can back Norwayne all you want. They got Bo Brungard. They got the supporting cast. And as long as Sean Guerrero is the head freaking ball coach at Springfield, they've got every chance and then a couple more tickets in the chamber. So I'm taking the Tigers as far as they can go.
Yeah, I'm going to go Springfield too. I mean, at the end of the day, they still have Bo. So I don't care. Give me Springfield.
This was the other game that I was back and forth on. I talked about it yesterday. It's a rematch of last year. It's one of the only other grass games out there. I think Norwayne pulls this one off. I think they come up and they get some revenge for last year.
It's a South Range pick right there.
So, I mean, now if Bo still had the guys he had last year, absolutely, I think so. He had those guys last year, and it took a trick play to win the game at the end. So I think Norwayne.
Can I ask a question, teacher?
Sure.
Who have they lost to or played a close game that has told you that they're not better than they were last year?
I mean, last year they beat South Range. They didn't beat them this year. They
Last year they didn't play
They
South
didn't
Range, did they?
no, they didn't. But the year before. So, I mean, listen. If you want to ask my opinion, you're going to put me on a spot like that. Their conference is not that good. The teams they've played are not that good, and everybody knew their hardest games are going to be week 1, 2, and 3.
Were they good last year? The MVAC is
After
better this
that-
year than they were last year.
The teams in their
Yeah, I'm
league,
gonna need some popcorn for this.
the teams in their league didn't get any better from last year.
Just
So-
tell me it's not a Springfield hate pick, because that's what
It's
it looks
not.
like right now.
It's not, because I was leaning towards picking Springfield, and the other person that I got a message from today said he was this close to picking Norwayne, but only because he calls those games for Springfield did he pick Springfield.
Uh-oh!
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
So
Wasn't me.
there you go.
I don't care.
And I
I'm just
knew that. I
we-
also knew that too.
I just want to make sure that we're all good across the board, and it's just not hate picks. Because
not. No.
next week when you're hopping on the bandwagon, we want to make sure you have a ticket.
No, I've picked them almost every game all year long except for the South Range game. I have stayed with them and it's been good, but I think their run stops now. A one-man show, just like the Hubbard thing. The one-man show, it comes to an end tonight. It comes to end tonight for Hubbard, and it's going to come to end tonight or tomorrow night for Springfield. The one-man show stops.
You
Well,
just
here's
had
my-
about 85 people just put hate on South Range. I know they just started hating on South Range when you did that.
They haven't just started. It's been that way for a long time. So
Here's what I have to say. Looking into the game, a big reason that Norwayne stayed in that game last year was because their running back Amir Cunningham. He has since moved on. I mean, he was an absolute beast for
You
them.
know,
And also Bo. I mean, we've watched Springfield football before. We see how hard it is to take Bo Brungard down. He's not only one of the best quarterbacks, but he's one of the best runners in the area as well. I got a chance to cover Norwayne earlier this year, and they let TC Caffey run for 456 yards on them. So I
They got
just think
smoked
Bo's
by
gonna have
Hubbard.
one of those nights. I think Springfield's going to go out on top.
if you
That's
had to
the score.
pick, what's the score that Springfield goes out?
I'm going to say
Sorry to put you on the spot, by the way.
42-21 Springfield. I
Not
think
bad
that
one.
Norwayne will stick with them like they stuck with Hubbard in the first half, but I think that Bo Brungard's he's just on a whole different level. I think in the second half, just like TC did, he's going to take over.
Call me crazy. Bo Snyder is going to be a big X factor in this game as well. He's going to get some
bruising
stats.
back. I mean, he's another one of those hard physical runners that will wear teams down into the second half. So I applaud you on that. I think that he's going to be a big part of this game as well.
The wheels turning.
Norwayne lost to Hubbard 48-20. Was it 28 or 26?
28, week 1.
And their other two losses are to 9-2 football teams. So when you total that up, Paul, do you understand what that means for Springfield? It's a yes or no question, bro.
He doesn't want to do it.
NOTHING, not a damn thing. Nothing. Springfield wins. And actually, I agree with Romo's score. I think it's like a 40-20 type deal.
So I said yesterday, last year really doesn't matter because things change. Waynesdale is different, but much of the same
Norwayne?
for Spring. Whatever, Norwayne, whatever they are.
Wayne's coding.
Wayne's coding, Waynesdale, Norwayne,
Bruce
Uncle
Wayne.
Bruce Wayne, something with Wayne.
It doesn't matter what your Wayne is.
Wayne Enterprise, I'm not sure. South Wayne, Norwayne. I mean, Bo's a,
Wayne.
I just don't think I agree. I think Snyder is an X factor. You can key in on Bo for so much, but he does so many things. And you might have to be East Wayne, North Wayne, South Wayne, Wayne Enterprise. You're not going to stop Bo Brungard. So be whatever Wayne you want to be, but you're not going to stop Bo. Give me Springfield.
Everybody can keep talking about Bo as much as they want, and they should. He's one of the best players in our area. But let's not forget about my homeboy, Sean Guerrero. That dude is a coach, and he is a player's coach. And ever since he showed up that team is just nonstop.
And his
So
vertical
kudos
is 3 inches higher than it was last year. Is what he told me.
Listen, I kind of have some hate. Like Sean's a buddy of mine, but he used to play for tight end for YSU. Showed up when we were at when I was working at BJ on Fire. So I was the fastest white dude in the warehouse. All right, he shows up. We take off. So of course he has to take. He has to race me. He's got to race White Chocolate. So we line up, and I know what he's about. He's playing tight end for YSU. I'm like, whatever. Let's go, Sean. And when we go to take off, he leaves me so fast that I all of a sudden wanted to take up the tow motor and drive him into the freaking truck. I almost killed him.
Rob pulled up. Oh, I got a hammy. Pulled a hammy.
Oh, dude, no. I was running. I was like, look at that. I was like, you know what? Screw you. And he's all the way up there. No. Lesson learned, but I love Sean.
Anthony, Jeff, and Jamie, of course, all picked Springfield as well. So, I'll take the Lone Wolf on this one. Brookfield.
You're gonna catch it, dude. You're gonna catch it because I know this from experience. Nobody catches it more than people that pick against Springfield.
It doesn't matter. EB, what do you like in Brookfield and LeBray?
Give me LeBray.
Yeah, if you look at LeBray's offense and defense too, 443 points to 165. I mean, this team is good. Their only loss, of course, to Garrettsville, the juggernaut. We see what happened the last time Brookfield played him. I don't care if I graduated from that school or not. I don't think this one's close. I hate saying that. I wish Brookfield would show up in these playoffs, but Jesus Christ. I mean, criminy. You can't expect much out of that team when they're going up against LeBray.
Good save.
Yeah.
I'll take LeBray in this one.
I got LeBray in this one. Quinn has LeBray in this one.
I'll also take LeBray in this one, only because I want to see LeBray versus Springfield set up. That'd be in what, 2 weeks, or is that next week?
That would be the regional championship game.
That's 2 weeks away, right?
Yeah. So, is Anthony still there?
No.
He's the lone wolf. He picked Brookfield.
And that's why he's a company guy. That's why. Coach Armini is your daddy. That's the best hashtag I've ever seen in my life.
Don't get your company guy thing, but everybody else picked LeBray except for him. So,
well, he's trying to represent. So
I
think he knew that they were going to get swept, probably, or close to it.
Y'all might see a domestic violence case tonight. She called me at 3:58 and kicked me out of the podcast.
Let's not do that.
All right. Game that you'll have tomorrow, DJ. Crestwood at South Range.
Is South Range undefeated?
Last I looked.
Is it a home game?
Last one of the year.
Is Dan Yeagley the coach?
As far as I know.
Is Dylan Dominguez the running back? Or one of the running backs?
One of three.
Is Billy Skirpak going to break some records tomorrow? I think
Possibly.
so. I think so. I'm going to take South Range by a zillion.
South Range.
Yep.
I'll take South Range.
Paul, do you know who Crestwood lost to this year? It doesn't matter. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. They actually
Jeff
lost.
Howard.
They actually lost to Struthers. Crestwood wins. Yeah, right. Come on, man.
He's
Crestwood
probably
actually lost to.
that's purely on Paul right there. That's a Paul hate pick right there.
Yeah, we're definitely going South Range on this one.
Yep. Throw up the Betos.
Is it complete?
Yes, that is a complete sweep.
Jeff Bezos is so big he was overthrown by a small militia group, and now he's known as the Republic of Jeff Bezos.
Our last game on Saturday night on the network. Bel Air at Garrettsville. EB.
Garrettsville.
Yeah, that's there's not much to talk about in this one, I believe. Garrettsville.
Garrettsville.
For those of you keeping track at home, Jeff Howard was just joking. Pick apparently.
Yes, I like Garrettsville in this one as well.
Garrettsville.
Was Quinn.
Garfield, and boy, oh boy, the team with the big K and the little Ertland comes a call in the next 2 weeks, boys.
Yep.
Call me
Anthony.
50 Cent because I'm riding with the G unit.
Anthony likes Garrettsville. Jeff likes Garrettsville. And we've played our last sweep when we picked the South Range game because Scumbag City Mayor Jamie picked Bel Air.
Whoa. You can't say that he's the mayor,
Oh,
Captain
sorry.
Springfield.
Jamie's the mayor. Or Romo's the mayor.
What are you, the governor?
No, I just passed through on that last pick.
I picked all YSN schools except one.
We're going. He's talking about last week too. So, yeah.
I mean, you guys
Jamie's-
are still like throwing parades in Scumbag City. You're not out of there quite yet. You're just kind of mixed in with the crowd there, Romo. Don't get excited. But you got Paul there this year, and he's leading the parade
How do I lead the parade on one pick?
because of the
One
pick. Because of the pick.
No, the severity of the pick doesn't mean anything. I was passing through. I'm driving through Scumbag City.
Now
giving it a wave.
listen. If somehow Norwayne wins,
Then you guys all got a big bag of what to eat. because
you
then I
got
don't wanna
no.
hear it.
We're not eating anything, but you get a key to the city. Okay, so you get a pass. But right now, you sir are like you got the monocle, the top hat. You are the OG of Scumbag City.
For one pick. That makes a lot of sense. All right, hit the spark.
Hang on, I'm trying to get these comments. Your wife being one of them. Trying to respect it. I got Bel Air. I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Paul picked Wayne's World and is now the mayor of Scumbag City. Rob is the mayor because he listens to Nickelback. Bel Air passing attack will be the difference. Whether we'll be fine.
Hey, you guys, you got to let everybody know too. If they're just tuning into this show, I do not like Nickelback. That's a damn old ass
No.
joke.
No.
I think I know one song, and that's it.
Oh, we
So-
know you know one song.
Oh yeah. What was it? I like my hands around your neck.
It is time for the Joe Dickey Electric. What's your spark? If this is any indication of how the weekend is going to go, $9.99 this week is going to take you a long way. So enjoy the weekend. But first, let's get to the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark? Presented by our friends that power the Stream City itself. Joe Dickey Electric. Quinn, what's your spark?
It's a negative spark. It's with trains. They're complete garbage. I don't know why we have them and use them still. Why? Go fly this stuff. Trains are stupid.
Paul.
Mine's a
Mayor.
positive spark. I don't have any gigs this weekend, so I actually get to enjoy a night out. We're gonna go to dinner, and it'll just be the two of us and have some fun enjoying just adult time tonight. So
All right. Romo.
My positive spark is just having the opportunity to announce another Norwayne Springfield game. I'm sure something crazy is going to happen, and I'll be prepared. We'll be prepared this time for whatever happens.
You were last time turning that camera around.
We were.
And you get the Yak Attack as well. So you have a sideline reporter
That
for
actually,
tonight.
That's my positive spark is Mike, because Richie told me about it last Friday night, and I was like, oh, well, the next morning I'll go check it out. That was like one of the smoothest debuts, I think, of anything that we've pretty much done here on the network. I mean, there was like no fault there. It was clear. The camera was on, but it looked so professional. I mean, that was amazing. So I can't wait to be able to incorporate that into the broadcast tonight.
And you guys obviously, are able to take some creative genius to some of that. You do it, and so have fun with it. Have fun. I know you guys will have a great time tonight, and then pulling double duty tomorrow with Springfield. So enjoy it, and enjoy the company with one of the best to ever do it, man, with Mike Ackelson.
Of course.
Rob.
Just a friendly reminder, I was in the B&B yesterday, and this old guy behind me is doing the heavy breathing like every 2 minutes. I actually tried Snapchat, and it was so annoying. Oh, my God. Oh, we got to hire more people. Oh, my God, this is so ridiculous. I mean, just doesn't stop. He's so annoying. I almost turned around, but like, guess what, bro? That ain't going to work. They ain't going to speed up just because you can't keep breathing like a Shrek. So then he gets up to the lady, and then he looks at her pin, which is her name tag, and he's like, oh my God! Oh yeah, that's a really nice pin. And the amount of energy that it took for me not to go over there and just slap him silly was beyond proof. But anyway, so if you're waiting in line, everybody can hear you, and you're complaining and you're breathing and stuff like that. It's not going to make you get there faster. So just chill out.
Do you have a body bag behind you?
No,
100%.
actually, here I have a wet saw behind me, set up in this.
I see it.
Customer's bed. I'm doing
Body
towel around
bag, that's
the
for
towel
patrons.
for a shower surround right now.
I got real nervous. It was like some Dexter stuff going on behind you, man. I'm like
She called me at 3:58. She's done.
domestic violence. Bone saws, Randy. All right, EB.
Positive spark. A little shout out, Salem cross country girls. They get to run for a state title tomorrow. So, excuse me, just want to show a little love, send them good support, vibes, everything, bring back the title.
Love it. All right, and mine, I can't give you full disclosure on mine, but I can tell you that remember this day in history, because this was the day that YSN went from here to here. And it's coming, baby, and I can't wait. I cannot wait to give you guys everything that happened today. Just be ready, because just when you thought that we were done and just kind of sweeping up the place, we're here to party. We're here to party. That's going to do it for the YSN Power Hour. Good luck to all of our teams tonight. No matter whether you were picked or not, I think everybody was picked in some form or fashion that was a YSN team. So make sure you get out there, give it your all. Best of luck to all the teams competing in the tournaments. EB pointing out the cross-country team. Anybody out there, Wellsville tomorrow. We'll have that as well for volleyball.
Raider boys cross country team at state too.
Okay, good luck. We appreciate that. Nice tag in there, Paul. That's awesome. So if you're playing this weekend, good luck. Football wise, $9.99 on the network tonight. Gets you all the games you want. 5 games to choose from. $9.99 on Saturday. Same deal. So enjoy what we have to bring to you this weekend. I think 5 o'clock tomorrow, Wellsville plays Monroeville in volleyball. So you'll be able to use all those browser tabs and keep them open. For all of us, to all of you, have a great weekend. Enjoy it. I hope it's filled with sports. God bless you. We're out.